So you know. Wow. All right, that was painful, but now we're ready. Okay, now we're actually really ready. So you guys are all able to connect to the internet. You're all able to run an app on the phone, so that's great.
Yeah.
So next thing we got to do, in order to use the GPS on the phone, we have to use CLLocation. So right now we're using the MapKit. And in order to use location services, which is what allows you to plot your location and directions and all that good stuff, we need to use CLLocation. But before we do that, let's do some other stuff. So we need to learn a little bit more about how this stuff is all put together. So first thing let's do, everything is mapped out in terms of these locations. This is a location object, and a location object can have a location object 2D. So we're going to create an array of locations, and then we're going to put some pins on the map associated with those locations. So let's create an array called coordinates. Let's tell it what it is too. CLLocation coordinate 2D is what we want in our array. Except I need to make this an array. And then we can initialize it right away. So what we'll do, make that. So it's an array. And then inside the array we can go ahead and construct these. CLL coordinate 2D. And we'll use the latitude and longitude constructor. So we need some place marks relatively close to where we are. So latitude, let's go 44.52. We'll go right around in a little circle. Longitude, we'll go -89.
Yeah, that's soda number for me about that. I got latitude, but I did not do the longitude. So.
You have a coordinate 2D, not just a location.
CLLocation coordinate 2D.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've got CLLocation 2D is equal to
I'll just try to type
an array of CLLocation 2D with. Oh, there it is. I don't know why that worked now.
Yeah, they really seem doggy tonight. At least this one's really doggy.
And then -89.457.
I'll make another one. I'll make like 3 or 4 of these. So
Now it comes up once I had it once. So.
yeah. Let's see, 44.4. Oops. 453. And longitude will go -89. By the way, this has to be negative, or else you're going to end up somewhere over in China or someplace like that. -89.454. And one more of them. This guy will go
Are those commas?
44. Yeah, those are commas after each one of the parentheses.
No, like, I put a comma there, that should be period.
Yeah, that's a period.
Okay, so what?
And type the L. See if it comes up. That's what I had the first time was this stupid thing. Well, this crap up. Oh, I don't mind.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Mine came up the third time I tried it.
You're not getting
And hers is just keeps we're making her type the whole thing out.
I can't. Longer.
That would definitely work too.
What you can do is save the file. Sometimes that works.
Same.
And then even like you can build it too.
Oh, the IntelliSense isn't kicking in?
No.
Cannot invoke initializer type seal coordinate to the argument.
You know what that makes it
Longitude,
does.
double longitude. Oh, you make
Just build it, try building it.
Should we try building it once we have those locations in?
I can do this again. Can I do it again?
And now you should be able to, yeah, put one more in there. Need a comma after the,
Oh, I got longitude.
now do parentheses, there you go.
Yeah, but, yeah, see.
Weird. Really weird. Apple.
So what is it supposed to do?
Apple,
What's
apple.
that?
Nothing yet. So those are just a list of coordinates that we're going to use to plot out some, what they're called are, there's two different types of objects. This mapping stuff can get a little bit confusing, but it's called an MKAnotation, which of course stands for MapKit annotation, and that's what the little pin is. There's also placemarks. Placemark is a little bit more advanced annotation, and then there's also map items, and we're going to use all of them.
44.459. You missed the 44.44453.
That's based on the line of demarcation, or that's right? Negative 89. Am I remembering that right?
Yep, 89, negative 89 is where we are around in the circumference of the globe.
Based upon that stupid thing in London, right?
Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time. Or,
There you go, that's what I was talking about. What is the name of that term? Okay.
yeah.
I could not remember the name of it.
My son's in Thailand right now, so he is like on the opposite side of the world.
How old is he?
He's 20, he just turned 24.
School or job or?
No, it's just in between school and job. So fun until he becomes slave to
Work.
work. Yep, so
Very cool.
yeah.
To the man.
To the man, yep. All right, so now we've got these guys defined. And the view did load. We're going to go ahead and create some pins to show these locations on our map. So we'll say for coord in coordinates. Each coord is going to be a CLLocation coordinate 2D, of course. We're going to create an annotation. And this is going to be an MK point annotation. And just an empty constructor, excuse me. And then we can set the annotation dot coordinate to be coord. No, not that. And we can say something like it's annotation dot title. So that's the little, if you click on the annotation, that's the little bubble that pops up. Title equals location. And we'll do this. I'm going to need to define a variable. And then put that in here. Like this. And then we'll need to increment that. Oh yeah, that's right, we can't do that anymore. And let's see. We can say, what's up? Shim shim shalabim. Wait for us. We'll pray to the apple gods that this will work. All right. Well, I'll chant. Say the incantation after me. All right. We'll put a subtitle in it. So we have a title and a subtitle on these guys. Something goofy like that. And then we'll do a map view, which is our map object. Dot add annotation. Passing in our annotation.
Is it annotation or annotations with an S? Because I have both options.
Just annotation, because that's what we called it, unless you called yours annotations.
No, underneath the map, you got add annotations.
No, just one. We'll do one at a time. We're looping through and doing them. So.
Okay.
All right, and now if you run that, you might have to zoom out a little bit to see them, but it should show up on your phone. Mine's gonna probably take a little longer than you guys because I haven't actually built it yet.
Oh, I see dots.
You see pins? And if you tap on the pins,
Is passcode on this thing?
oh, right.
Thanks.
I'll tell you, Kristen, but I'd have to kill you. No, it's 7731.
And now everybody online knows it.
Yeah. But they have to actually physically get the phone to do anything with
They
it.
have to figure out what.
Price of the phone for anybody that's looking.
And Sean lives at coordinates 44.450
Yeah.
latitude by
I had a thing
longitude
pop up
negative
saying, "Unlock
89.455.
And this is a Foot Locker phone, so yeah, there's all kinds of confidential information on there. All you Nike people, in case you're interested.
I already gave the
All you
coordinates.
Logan shoes people.
All right. I must have screwed up one of my pins because I got 2. I should have 3.
The two of them are very close to each other.
Yeah.
The third one is way up by custard.
Yeah, I see. I must have.
Oh, nicely
Oh
done.
well, that's all right. So what we can do, what we're probably going to want to do actually is bump up our coordinate region that we're showing. So that's 2,000 meters. Let's make this 8,000 meters so we get a little bit more room.
Where is that?
That is the center map on location function that we created.
On the bottom of the last function on your face, which would be.
All right.
So it's a 2000.
Yes, Adam.
Oh, let's point to the old guys.
What did you do?
I told them where to find that.
Oh, okay.
Well, it sticks out really bright there and it doesn't on mine. But thanks.
That's like half a point, really. All right, so
So now do I need to stop and rerun it if I did that to see what the change does?
yeah, you can. Yeah.
Might as well check it out.
Okay, now that we got that guy done,
What should that have done?
it should give you it should zoom you out a little bit more so you see more.
I don't think you did. I couldn't see all 3 pins.
I can see all three of them.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Well,
And if
yeah,
you put
sure.
your finger on one of the pins, it says what location it is, and it says check this place out.
It's cool, huh? Just
I'm at location 0.
You are at location.
All by
zero.
yourself.
Location 0, ground 0.
And does it say check this place out?
It does, which sounds really bad to me. Ground 0, check this place.
You are at the epicenter. All right. So we got that.
I can get yours to say ground 0.
Yeah, you can just put whatever you want on there.
Yeah, just change the word location.
You just
down.
put your name on there if you want. Adam Hinker is here.
Adam's place.
Adam's Apple Orchard.
Specify for the first location.
Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is, I think what I would like to do is have this do search capabilities. So you type in an address, it will geolocate it, and then put a marker at that address. And then from there, we'll go to routing out a map, actual route on the phone. So to do that, we're going to need to muck around with these constraints a little bit.
Did you see the C word?
The enthusiasm is overwhelming. All right, so there's this guy. I think what I'm going to do is delete this constraint. So I'm just going to whack it. And then now I'm going to move my map down a little bit, because what we're going to do is make room for, we're going to embed this thing in a nav controller and then do like we did before. We're going to put text field up there that we can use to search on. So bump this down a little bit, and then I'm going to add a new, actually I could have probably just used that constraint, but I'm going to, actually let's do this first before we add the constraint. Thinking this through a little bit at a time off the cuff. So let's go ahead and do this. With the view controller selected, do editor, embed in navigation controller. And then we'll know how large we need to make our, or how much the constraint needs to be. All right, so make sure you select the navigation controller, and I don't want that. Select the nav controller, and then go over to the properties, the attributes inspector, and set it as the initial, all right, it already is initial view controller, so that's good. Then in here now we can see where the navigation bar ends, so now we can do add a constraint to it. So I'm gonna control click from the map view and drag up, and nope, not far enough. I think I have to go up higher.
Can we click on the bottom again? Down by the TIE fighters?
No, this one you gotta do manually. So I'm gonna do the vertical spacing to top layout guide. Map view.top, that guy to layout. So let's set that at around 40. Yeah.
It went from the bottom of the nav though, right?
It looks like it might have, yeah. It looks like it did.
Like
Well,
it
let's,
went to the top, but it definitely looks like.
I did. So let's see what happens when you run it. See if it did go from the navigation bar.
Yeah. But I thought you wanted it from the top of the screen.
I actually was calculating it from the top of the screen, but we'll see what it does, because what it does in the designer is not always what it does. It looks like it went from the nav bar. So then I can just bump that down, make that like a 5 or something like that, because that's from the nav bar, so we don't need a lot of room there. All right, good. Next thing, we want to take a text field and drag that up into our navigation bar. And you'll want to size this up to take up most of the available room, because you're going to type in an address here. Hey, Facebook Messenger. Hey, that's the guy in Thailand. So if you want to see a picture of Thailand, there you go. Nothing secret here.
Got another one.
It's kind of funny. These bing, bing.
He's blowing up the room, man.
All right, so there's the text field. Now we're going to need to create an outlet for the text field. So the assistant editor. You need to select the view controller, go into the assistant editor, and see if it brings up something meaningful. Yeah, it did. Okay.
Which one do we want? Not the interface.
We don't want the interface. So if it gives you the interface, you may have to change it from automatic to manual and then select it.
What do we want to name it?
We'll just call it text field.
Do I want the view controller?
Yep, you want the view controller.
TXT text field?
You can call it that. Yeah, I was just going to call it the full name text field, but you can do it. You can name it whatever you like.
And it's a weak one.
Yep, it is a.
Exactly.
Oh! That was uncalled for. So, what did you predict for the outcome of the Super Bowl? Just curious.
Well, I really wanted Atlanta to win, but I thought New England would win, but it was 28-3.
Yep.
I was feeling pretty good about Atlanta.
Yeah, I was too.
And then the first touchdown, I'm like, okay. And then the second, you're like, okay. And then the third, you're like, son of a biscuit.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and then they got the 2-point conversion.
Twice.
Like,
Well, once they got when they got the ball back with like after they punted, I'm like, it's a tie game. I can't imagine they're gonna stop. And I'm just praying they
Didn't
got
they
the
say
ball.
that was like the first time they've ever been in a tie in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, first time ever.
It is the largest deficit ever. The largest previous was 10 points. This was 25 points. It is the tied for largest, like third largest ever, period.
So the only consolation I get from this is the fact that that's probably a bigger choke than any of the Vikings chokes that ever
That
happened.
is the largest choke ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers really were only up by, what, 2 touchdowns? And they lost.
The
Right.
thing that bothered me,
17 points, wasn't it?
No,
did you guys see the
no, it was
stat of championships from Boston, the town?
Yeah.
And Atlanta,
does it might have 8? They have Braves.
the Braves got one.
And they should have had like 3 or 4 with that pitching staff. They have to choke twice.
You know, I thought that was pretty low, though. It's like, yeah, way to make, anyone from Atlanta feel like shit.
Right.
You know, I have no sympathy because I
Um,
remember how we still hear about the Packers Seattle game every freaking year, at least 10 times.
Well, this should divert that, everyone from that, yeah. So, Tom Brady, if you're watching this video, you suck. Because I'm sure he's got a vested interest in iOS development.
Ditto.
It's not like you hear about the Minnesota choke against the Giants ever, because they just assumed that was going to happen.
Oh, you mean back in like
When they
2000?
lost 41-0 after
Oh,
being
God.
15-1.
That was so horrible. That was just the most. It was
Then
just
they
so
talk about the
brutal.
Minnesota choke against Atlanta. Morton Anderson.
The missed field goal after he hadn't missed any all year.
They don't even talk about the Minnesota
They
choke
do
against Seattle last year.
All right, back to iOS.
Yeah, let's go back to development here. All right. So, in order to use Adam, in order to use CLLocation, we need to add a framework to our project. So, if you go up to the Where Am I Now project, click on it. Down here in the general settings, down here are embedded binaries and linked frameworks and libraries. So embedded binaries are like SDKs that you embed in here, CocoaPods, keyboard extensions. Linked frameworks and libraries are going to be actual libraries. So what we want to do is down here, add frameworks and libraries. You click on the plus sign. And the one that we want is CLLocation. This guy, CLLocation.framework. And click add. And that will add that into our project. So a lot of the hardware stuff, when you want to start using that, you got to add in additional stuff, keyboards, if you're building a keyboard extension, that kind of stuff. All right, so now we got that in there. We go back into our view controller. A couple of things we want to add to our view controller. I'm going to close. I don't know what this is doing. First of all, this needs to be become a UI text field delegate. So we need to add that. Field delegate. It also needs to be a MKMap view delegate. And we don't need that just yet, but we will once we start adding polylines for our routing. And then we also need to make it a CLLocation manager delegate.
Jesus.
I know, it's just ridiculous, but there it is. All right, so CLLocation manager delegate is what allows us to gather location information and track our position globally. All right. So now down here, before we get into the view did load, let's create a global location manager. That is a CLLocation location manager.
Not a location manager delegate.
No, not a delegate. The view controller is the delegate. This guy is the actual location manager. That's going to be collecting location information. All right, so with that in place, we need to add, I got to find the name of this field again. Hold on just a minute. There's a special setting we have to add to our info P list. Otherwise, Apple will frown upon us mightily and not allow us to do anything ever. What is this setting? NS location when in use, usage description. All right, so go into your info.plist file, and at the top, go ahead and add, click on the little plus sign. And what you need to type is
To the location native
NS, no,
or
location, NS location. So start off with that. When in use.
What? I literally can't see any of that, so it says NS location when in use.
Usage, I can probably, yeah, send it to you. Usage
Usage?
description.
It's supposed to be popping up.
Nope, it
I'm
won't.
sorry, what was the last part? NS location when in usage?
Okay, NS, let me type it out here in Word maybe, really big
Please.
font.
Yeah.
Ding!
Message to the group.
We'll go with, come on, Word today. NS location when in use, usage.
We're adding it like on the very top, right?
Yep.
And then it's
Seriously, when in use usage?
location
Yeah, I know, right?
and
Does it have to?
usage.
You have to use CLLocation like that?
Usage.
Yeah, you gotta do it just like I have it there.
Okay. And is it supposed to automatically find that once you've all typed out?
No.
Yeah. Once you type that in, if you type it in just like I have it here, it will pop up with, it'll change it. Once you hit enter, it'll change it to privacy location when in use.
Yes.
All right, perfect. That means it worked. All right, and then this will be, this is what we are going to enter for our description.
It does double. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Please, I'm typing allow Adam, oops,
Was it supposed to change?
Adam Hinker. So this is the string that's actually going to appear. Hinker to track your location. All right, so that is just a string that's going to appear to the user when they start the app that's going to say, allow the app to use your location.
Wasn't it NS location? Yeah, NS location when
I can't
is
do that.
usage.
It doesn't go up at least when I open it. Notice no liquids come through.
Okay, so then, what do we need to do?
Okay, so now what do we do after that?
Okay, so I got the privacy whatever now.
Should we run it then and see if it works?
No, it won't work yet. We still got some code to add.
Oh, okay.
What do you do after you get that?
Once you have that in there, you just enter in the string that you want to display to the user, like something like allow where am I to track your location, or that, something to that effect. It's basically just a string that allows the user to know that you're stalking them. I say, please allow Adam Hinker to track your locations. That's what I have in mind. Just kidding, Adam. I mean, that really is what I have, but I'm just kidding.
I know, sorry. That's okay. I can take it.
All right, so now up here in our view did load, once you have that in place, we need to let it know who the delegate is. Location manager dot delegate equals self.
Oh my god. What vacation on location.
Nice. Then the next thing you need to do is say location manager dot request when in use authorization. Now there's other authorizations, like you can also have the always in use always authorization, which means like even when your app is not running, it is requesting location information in the background. That's seriously stalking right there. Now we're just doing a mild case of it. Only when the app is actually running. So the reason why you request always track is if you're using like near field communication, like with beacons or something like that. All right, so now if you go ahead and run it.
You really don't.
It should pop up with a little pop-up box that asks you prompt. Yeah. So it should say allow where am I now to access your location.
It does.
And then of course you have to say allow or else nothing's going to happen.
What happens if you hit double
And it does
It
say
will not.
visual
It will not
elements.
track your location. It will fail.
Yes.
No, it doesn't do anything else, it just says that.
Yep, that's all we've done so far. That's what this guy does. The request when in use authorization.
Sure.
All right. So now after we request it, this is where, like to Isaiah's question, this is where it'll check it if CLLocation manager dot location service is enabled.
Sure.
So in other words, the user said, yeah, you can track me. We can say location manager dot desired accuracy. And the more accurate you want it to be, the more it's going to chew up bandwidth because it's going to be pinging location service CLLocation. We'll go, okay, so kilometers like too far off. We'll say 100 meters. That's pretty close.
Who makes up these terms? Seriously.
Yeah, I know KC, but what? Anyway, and then we'll do this. We'll location manager dot, well, not location. If I could type dot request location.
I don't have the KC.
Run over there.
That's just more typing.
Also, I accidentally hit don't allow, so I'm gonna have to go into my settings.
Oh, Isaiah, you buffoon.
Will it ask when you rerun it a second time? No.
No, it won't.
No.
No, so you can also delete the app and just rerun it, but
I'll just go into my settings.
yeah, it'll appear in your settings. So if you go into your settings, it will show the app in your list of applications. So you probably have to go down near the bottom. Okay, so this is probably a good thing to do. So go into settings, and then right in the main screen on settings, if you scroll all the way down, where am I now? Will probably be near the bottom somewhere. And if you just tap on it, it will show you allow where I am now. Where am I now? To access location, and then you can change it.
Where am I now? Okay.
Never.
While using the app. Okay, I fixed it.
All right.
It says while using the app, you want us to change it to when?
Well, no, just leave it. Unless you didn't, I'll just to show you where it was.
His would have said never.
It did. And I
In case you commit an act of buffoonery,
Can
like,
we ask to have access to the contacts and the phone and the camera and everything else that all these other apps do?
yeah, you can,
6,010 things. Like, can I just access you?
yeah, Android's a lot worse with that
Yes,
than
you
than
can.
Apple.
Yeah,
Someone
like
like
my
you.
flashlight wants to access my contact.
find other users.
Flashlights actually are a big hacker app, so be careful when adding flashlights.
That's why
Yeah,
I
not the one that's built in, but if you add like an
I
aftermarket,
don't have one.
huh?
I
Android.
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do. That's
I
it.
That's fine.
The built-in one from Apple is fine. It's not going to do anything, but
Right.
What kind of phone do you have?
It's not glass.
Which one?
It does.
Okay, keep going.
All right, so now that we have that, now we actually, in order to make it work, we did the request. There is a delegate method for the location manager called did update locations. Map view.
Did update focus?
It should be location update. No, there should be the location manager did
Got
update locations.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, but everyone else may not have it. So.
They're not paying attention. That doesn't matter.
I'm good.
Okay.
What about me, Sean?
I got it.
That you're all that matters, Adam.
And
Now that we've-
Isaiah,
And Isaiah matters.
I'm with you.
Okay, wait, we made a new
Wait for
motion.
it.
Oh, now they're like, wait, what are we doing? What? Interest peaks. Yeah, if you just type did update locations, it should pull it up. But you gotta pretty much type the whole thing because there's a lot of things that get updated.
Kind of like what happened to Isaiah that one time when he left class.
Yep.
But I was on top of things.
I think I got it.
You got it?
Hope
We're
so.
good.
So it should be the location man. It should not be the MapKit. It should be a location manager function.
Got
All
it.
right. Okay. So what we're gonna say is so you see you get these locations passed in, which is an array of these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and CLLocations. So I'm gonna say let location equals locations dot first. It's a set. So on sets you can do set operations like first and last and next. And then now that we have that location, we can just call center map on location.
Okay.
And now if you run it, it should actually center. Oh, I got to do a little punctuation work here. All right. It should actually now center it on where we currently are instead of the one that we made up.
I still have a punctuation problem. Why? That is not what I want to know.
Or it could do that. Let's see, what do we have here?
No, it's turning into a comma. Oh,
State bar.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's another.
so can you go? Oh, I see.
Of course, it won't do a compile error. It'll just let you run it and then crash. All right, so there's another delegate method that we need to implement before we can run it,
Oh, nice.
and that is did fail with error. So,
So what do we want to do? That one on the top?
yes, you can do. I'm putting it on the bottom because it's probably not going to get hit anyway. But we can say did fail with error. And we want the location manager one.
Got it.
And this guy doesn't need to do anything, I don't think. We just need to have it to make it
So-
happy.
Which one does that go with on the top of the delegate method? Is that the part of the?
That goes with the this
MKMapItem
guy,
delegate?
CLLocation manager delegate.
So that's the one that goes to those.
Yeah.
So no, the other ones all with error out. So would we just put return there or?
You don't have to put
Oh,
anything.
so where's the?
It's a void method.
Oh, it's a void
It took
method.
me to Stevens Point.
That's where you are.
Yep, that's where you are,
Oh, it takes me.
right next to the river.
What? No, I'm just. I found it like behind.
Unless you're somewhere else, we're not, Kristen. But
Just gonna
Okay,
hit somebody in
guys.
Glenn's the closest.
yeah, it should be a little blue circle right next to the river there.
It should be within 100 meters.
Yep. So if you put a breakpoint in the did update location and then you walk around, you should see it actually, which is hard to do when it's tethered to the computer. But
Did you bring any longer cords?
Hey, I have some really.
Very
hard
cool.
something else.
Is it supposed to have a blue dot in Stevens Point?
I was just wondering, cause it shot over. Wasn't really-
yeah, it may not pick it up because it doesn't have a very high rate of accuracy. But anyway, so now we have our location being correctly tracked.
Says we're within 100 meters of mid-state technical point.
We are.
You know you're gonna kill the fizz on that, right?
I'm just trying to be able to drink anything out of it. Mellow yellow is not about fizz, it's about sugar content.
Sit on it.
Mellow yellow.
Yeah, you're talking about squirt, it's mellow yellow.
Sit on it.
Okay, guys. He's cracking up over here, cause he said sit on
You have to be a guy.
He's easily amused. All right. What an entertaining video this is going to make for. My channel might actually get more views, thanks to you, Adam. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually add the capability to search on an address. So for that, we have to utilize the other delegate that we have defined up here, and that is the text field delegate.
Sweet.
So we come down here, let's do a text field should return. Should return to that guy right there.
Ooh. I'm not getting.
You're not getting a text field. Have you defined it as a text field delegate?
Text view delegate? Or
Text field delegate. So up at the top, text field delegate. All right, so down here, not in the error, but in the text field should return.
Yeah,
That's what I was exactly thinking, the soda slushy.
That's what you're drinking.
See, I don't care for that. I'd rather have mine warm.
I'd rather have it slushy than drink a soda, period.
I'm used to having mine sit on my desk all day and just sip it all.
I'd rather just have a rum and coke. That'd be good.
Now you're speaking my language. I made a few of those this week.
Really?
You bring the rum, I'll drink
That's
the
so
rum.
unusual for a guy's weekend for you to actually like
Are we
drink an
still
alcoholic
recording?
beverage. What's that?
We're still recording, aren't
Yes, we are. For the record, Adam Hinker got drunk this afternoon, or this this weekend. All right, are we good? All right.
Sorry.
There's just gonna be lots of random noises and laughs on this this video. All right, so what we need to do in order to figure out, so they're gonna type in an address, and then some magic's gonna happen where it's gonna figure out where that is. But to make that magic happen, we need to use something called a geocoder. So there's a core location geocoder, that guy right there. So this provides geocoding and reverse geocoding. So geocoding is where you give it an address and it determines the coordinates, the latitude and longitude that you can plot. And then reverse geocoding does the opposite. It takes a pair of coordinates and tells you the address of it. So we can call geocode address string is what we want. All right. So let's just get rid of this stuff because we got to do some weirdness here. We're going to say text field dot text is what we're going to geocode,
we?
and then we're going to probably need this.
Yeah,
And then-
I named my text field, so like the navigation item or the text field actually?
The text field that's up in the navigation item.
Darn, I should have named that thing something else.
You can still change.
What did you name it?
Text field. I have two of them to pick from, I don't know which one.
Yeah.
One is a navigation.
That's
item,
okay.
one
No,
is
that's
an
fine.
actual-
It,
you want
either
text
either
field?
one will work.
Really?
Yeah, either one will work.
You want-
Because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
So it passes in the text field. So if you use this text field, we only have one, so it'll be fine.
Oh, okay. I got one.
No need for panic. All right, so then put a comma after the text field dot text, and then type the word completion handler with a colon. And after the, yeah, there's going to be some errors that are going to pop up. After the completion handler, we want to start with a curly brace, then a opening parenthesis, and then the words place marks. Oops, marges. It's Norwegian place marks. Place marks and comma error, closing parenthesis, and then the word in. And then down at the bottom, let's see, this is going to match. I gotta get all my punctuation here. So after this guy, we need to do this.
I mean curly bracket before the.
Yeah, we need a curling bracket up here. Yep.
Before the. Yeah.
That matches that. And then this guy can back up.
Mine's gonna break no matter what I do, so it doesn't matter.
And
Mine doesn't like the completion number. I don't like my capitalized hand very much.
I still get an explanation mark.
We do. Same to that.
Yeah, we all
On
have
the
them.
geocoder.
Yeah, he
Yep.
does too.
Mhm. Okay, that matches that. So we need one more curly yet. That matches that, and then a closing parenthesis that matches.
Why do we need another?
Yeah, I'm confused.
I don't think we need another bracket.
No, the return true is part of,
You need.
Yeah, that's you're right. Yep.
But
that's
you
part of
need
this.
a parenthesis before.
But he's got it now. So
Mm,
you need the closing bracket. to
that's
go
not liking
down
that.
and-
So I need this
and then
guy
that goes
matches
to
that. So yeah, that true.
You got too many because the return true is right. So you should be right just like that.
Yeah. Except this guy is not liking this. Completion handler.
ambiguous.
Mine popped up a whole bunch of weirdness when I was doing the completion handler.
Mm-hmm.
It filled in like a CLG, the geo completion handler came in front of it.
Oh, there, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, these things are a little bit tricky. Sometimes they're.
No, like when I typed in completion handler, it actually put CLG in front of the completion handler.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah,
Yeah, there was an option for that.
yeah. With the completion handler there, so I don't know if we need to have that in there.
Shouldn't. This marks error in.
Like, this one was not.
Need to be like as something.
Yeah, the as.
So yeah, like we needed the completion handler when I typed it too. It goes CLGO code completion handler. you need that whole thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try this and see if that. No, it's still not happy with it.
Does the as have to be inside the brackets then?
It should just be at the. It should match up with this guy, but. All right, so let's after the in. Let's actually put some code in here. We can fix up the punctuation a little bit. If error equals not equal to nil, I should say. So if the error is not equal to nil, we'll just print. God, if I could type. Print GO code failed. And then put after that we'll put in parentheses error and dot localized description. All right, and I missed a closing.
Why put localized description? I see problems. I got it. There.
All right. Else, oops, else, if place marks. Oh yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, it's not going to recognize that because there's an error syntax here yet. No, it recognized. Okay, so it does know about it. So we'll go if, or I'm sorry, else if.
Yep.
Place marks. That's interesting.
Didn't recognize it then.
No, but okay. I'm not sure what it's doing. Count. It's recognizing it now. Is greater than 0.
I can't do just count.
I gave you a question right after place
I'm going to.
marks.
Mine didn't. I didn't like the word count on mine either though.
Mine did.
You should.
Like it popped up. It IntelliSense did.
It's still not liking it. I wonder if it's missing a parameter.
It doesn't like the CLLocation is what mine doesn't like.
Yeah,
Same as yours.
I think the reason why is because I just realized what the error is. I think it's because I'm calling this is actually not static, it's an instance method, so I need to do this. Yeah. So the reason why it was balking is because I was using a static method that's not static, it's actually an instance method, so you got to do a constructor on the geocoder, and then it's fine. All right, so this is just a question mark.
Which doesn't like that either.
And then what's the problem? All right. So now that we have placemarks.count. All right. Apple, fun with punctuation. All right, so now if placemarks.count, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the first placemark out of this. Usually there is just one, but there may be some ambiguity to the address that's entered, and then there may be more than one. But we'll just use the first one that it finds. Equals place marks 0. First one. Let's location equal placemark.location. And now that we have this guy's kind of wired up, let's do this. Let's create, up at the top of our class, we're going to create a destination. And then eventually we'll use this destination to route directions. But for right now, we're just going to create a variable called destination. Again, up at the top of the class. And this is going to be an MK or MapKit placemark, question mark. So it's an optional. And then down, now that we have that down here, let's set the actual destination equal to the placemark. Okay. Destination is going to be equal to MKPlacemark. We'll do a constructor. And we'll pass in the location.
It doesn't like something.
Need navs in there?
All right, well then we'll use placemark. I thought there was more than one constructor for that, but apparently not.
Place mark or place marks.
Placemark. You want to use an individual placemark. Oh yeah. So because of the fact we are now inside a completion handler, it's kind of in a separate thread of execution. So you need to say self so that it can resolve it figure out that it's a member variable. All right, self.destination equals MKPlacemark, passing in the place mark we got out of the result of the search. All right, then we'll say map view dot add annotation. And I'll say self dot destination as MKAnotation. So you can cast a place mark as an annotation. And it probably needs an exclamation point. Yep. Okay. Then we can say self dot center map on location, and the new location will be placemark or destination dot location. So now that will show you wherever it is you search for, it'll center the map on that with a radius of 8,000 meters.
Hold on there. I got,
Yeah, what does it look like?
I wrote
Makes
self
you
and
like,
it
oh,
like was
my,
like, no, you need self.
Yep, you need self.
I wrote it though, it was in there. It popped up and it like re-erased mine and popped it back in.
No. You need this self,
Yeah.
not yourself, myself.
got it.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead, I think we're at a point where we can run this guy and have something happen.
So what's it supposed to do differently?
So you're supposed to type in the little text field up there an address that you want to search on. So if you know an address, like your home address or something like that, I know an address in Milwaukee I'm going to look for.
Seriously, Warren, you keep doing this.
So
Something's supposed to happen when you hit return.
yeah, because nothing happens when you click return.
No, mine doesn't do anything.
And you were expecting something?
Probably.
Yeah, you're right. And I think the reason for that is probably we didn't set the text field's delegate, so it's never getting into that method. So up here in the view did load, we can say text field dot delegate equals self, and then we run it.
Sigmar, kidding. Just kidding.
I know.
It wouldn't surprise me though.
That's not right. Right spot?
Mine moved
Mine isn't working.
to somewhere in a foreign language.
What did you type in?
Just 2520 post and just see what happened without a row or anything else. And it took me to not Novilville.
I bet it took a while to scan all the way over there
It
too.
did. It went. So I'm like, what's it called?
Yes,
On
Kristen.
My text
Maybe
field
notice.
delegate won't like pop up, it won't work, it won't recognize delegate to my text field,
You just say text field dot delegate.
yeah.
Same as mine.
Here's
yours defined up on the top in the class declaration?
this,
You want text field delegate? Okay, that's good.
so like this,
What is the error? Click on the value type in iNavigation item as targets. Navigation. Oh, whoa!
Wow.
You have a
Yeah.
UI navigation item.
How did that happen?
You want to ignite text field there.
Can I change it here?
Yeah, go ahead and try it.
You know, I saw that actually, but I went to change it and there wasn't an option to change it. Did I carry the wrong thing over?
Yeah, so just go type in text field. All right, and exclamation point, and then now go into your storyboard and click on it there, and go into the identity inspector. That guy. Okay, so it's got that. That's good. Go to the outlet inspector. Okay, hold on a second. Touch cancel. Okay, I think you're all right. Editing changed. All right, so I think you're okay.
Mine took me,
Now go ahead and now it should.
It lit up,
All right, so give her a go. See what happens. Some go, some blow.
Put in just 25-20 post and just see where it takes you.
I'm gonna put it in something.
Leave it to Adam to put in a totally invalid address that doesn't mean anything.
Did you see the Packers cut same shits?
No. Yeah, you may have to redefine that variable. You got a sigma bar.
Okay,
So I would
if
do is just
delete
delete it. I would just delete it, yeah.
I love signalers.
Delete it there, yep. And then go into the storyboard, make sure there's nothing attached to it. Yeah, so now go ahead and do
where did it take you?
go and open up your system
Some
editor
weird
and do
place.
the control drag to create a new one.
Don't do 25-20 post. Stop right there, post.
Yeah.
And now you should be okay.
Does anybody know where Mullen Lake is?
Or in
No.
Switzerland.
Nope.
Is that where I'm like,
I zoomed out. It's
In Michigan?
What do you think?
Mullet Lake.
It's like
Bullet Lake?
I typed in my old address and it took me to Michigan.
Awesome.
Did you move to Michigan?
okay, now you can go ahead and type in there and it will. All right, so let's take a little 5-minute break. I need to check. Maybe I could just ask you guys what I've been getting for text messages.
My phone has not gone off once during class. Yours goes off like, oh, popular. Popular.
That's my son in Thailand. Should ask him what his address is and then go ahead and search on it.
I wonder what time it is there.
It is 13 hours ahead of us. So it would be 8:30 a.m.
Would that be the same as 11 hours behind us plus a day?
You know, that's an excellent analogy there. I wondered that myself, but it's all related to Greenwich Mean Time. And so you think that the farthest away you could be is 12 hours from us, right? So the exact opposite side of the world, but they're 13 hours ahead.
Yeah, so minus 11 hours plus a day.
Yes, but, right, if you look.
Well, for not being able to drink your soda, you sure you're
I was so thirsty, hungry.
thirsty hungry.
Because it was like a slushy.
Great!
So, Sean,
Mm-hmm.
the best part about next year's schedule for Green Bay is absolutely nothing. We have to go to Atlanta and to Dallas. It's like, really gotta go to the two other winning
Oh,
affairs.
they're both going to suck, though. Because, you know how it is, how demoralizing it is when you get.
Oh, Atlanta's gonna suck.
Atlanta's going to suck hard. I bet they go
Dallas-
2-14 or something.
Dallas, you don't know about because they have a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we have Seattle at home, and then who the hell do we get to their Seattle home game?
I really feel like if they had not had that bye week and they played you guys, they might have won because they were coming on a lot stronger towards the end of the game.
The game was only as close as because our defense is that bad. We have to go, so we have to play all the division winners.
Wow.
At Pittsburgh, who won their division.
Really?
We got to go to Pittsburgh, to Dallas, and to Atlanta. We get Carolina at home. Yay! No, we got to go to Carolina. Hell, man.
I don't know that it matters that much. They suck.
Carolina, they had,
Yeah.
everything went right for them last year. I mean, they'll be better this next year, but man, everything went right for them.
You mean the previous year, not this
Yeah,
year?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
The only good thing is we have, well, Cincinnati's just terrible. We get them at home. The Aints. That screwed up, man. How do you have to go to Atlanta and to Dallas? And Pittsburgh. What the hell? Yeah, they
Oh, I
got
should
games
probably
too.
stop recording, by the way.
Yeah, they